In this next fake news article from the Baloney Broadcasting Company, Breona Taylor, Louisville to pay family $12 million over police shooting. Taylor was 26 when she was shot at least 5 times and killed on March 13th during a mistaken drug raid. That's not true. No. People said that it was a no-knock raid, that Breona Taylor, that they got the wrong house. It's not true. There was a warrant out for Breona Taylor's arrest, and they didn't execute a no-knock raid, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Her name has featured prominently in anti-racism protests in recent months. Kind of confused what she has anything to do with racism. I'm just really, really confused with that. Because police brutality has nothing to do with racism. Everything they believe is based off of lies. They think that black men are getting disproportionately longer prison sentences and that they're getting disproportionately killed by the police. This is lies. Not true. It was never true. As it turns out, African Americans kill twice as many people as white people, but there's 6 times as many white people. So that's hold on. Did I say? So it's twice as many people, but there's 6 times as many people as us. So that is a 6-to-1. Hold on. Wait a minute. No, I said that wrong. Hold on. They kill as many people as white people, but there's 6 times as many of us. So there's a 6-to-1 kill ratio. For every black person a white person kills, African Americans kill 12 white people. That's the ratios. They kill about 10,000 people per year. Most of them are African Americans. And so when you look at the per police interaction, police killing ratio, African Americans are half as likely to be killed by police officers as white people. Everything that these people believe is a lie. There's no truth to it. They're only true. Yeah, I mean, there's some accidents, right? There's gun accidents. There's 40,000 gun deaths in the U.S. each year. Half of them were accidents. 20,000 people kill themselves on accident in the U.S. Like 163,000 people die from accidents in the U.S. each year. Put that into perspective. There's about 900 people killed by police officers, each year, and about 9 of them are unarmed black people. Let's do the ratio here. So, do the ratio on, there's black people kill about 10,000 people per year, right? So there's about 9 unarmed black people killed per year. So you divide 10,000 by 9. So there's 1,000, is that right? 1,111 African Americans that are murdered. Hold on, wait. No, it's 54% of the 20,000 victims times 0.54 are black. And so then now we have to divide that by that. So, hold on. There's 1,200 African Americans killed by African Americans for every single unarmed black person killed by a cop. This is why we don't support Black Looter Mob, because that's insane. That's crazy. 1,200? 1,200. There's about 20,000 homicides in the U.S. per year. 54% of the victims are African Americans. Okay, so this is 1,200 unarmed black men, or hold on, 1,200 African Americans killed. No, 1,200 black people killed for every unarmed black man killed. So this is what you call an elephant in the room. They never want to address the elephant in the room. This is why everything's built on lies. It's compound lies to cover up how insane the situation is. They can't actually deal with the actual truth because they don't want to take the criticism. Because in order to actually fix the problem, you would have to own up responsibility for the problem. This is what they don't want to do. So Breona Taylor, they even said it's a no-knock raid. I don't want to read too much in this. You can read it on... So they said they did knock on the door. It wasn't a no-knock raid. They had a no-knock search warrant, but they knew they had the suspect in custody and that they thought that Breona Taylor was alone. So they knocked on the door. And after some number of minutes, they battered the door down. And Breona Taylor's boyfriend was a narcotics trafficker. Breona Taylor had a warrant out for her arrest for drug trafficking, handling money. So they busted down the door and said, police warrant, search warrant, police. And the narcotics trafficker shot through, they were in the bedroom, and they shot one shot through the door at the police. And then the police returned fire and killed the narcotics trafficker and Breona Taylor. So they really should not have settled this lawsuit at all. This is a bad idea. No. They gave them that money because the people in charge of the government felt bad for them. They did not do it because they didn't think that they would have won, because they were justified in that. They had been shot at. It was a split-second decision. And in that decision, they misidentified Breona Taylor as having been a threat. But they were justified in the use of force to kill the person who had shot them. And the other person, it was an accident. That means that it wasn't their fault. They were acting in the capacity of law enforcement, and it was a justified killing. Justified killing means it's, what did they say it was? They say wrongful death. It was a wrongful death lawsuit. No, it's not wrongful death when somebody had shot at you and you returned fire. No, that's an accident. That's called an act of God. That's what they call it in the insurance world and in the courts, is that that's an act of God. Sucks that happened. Breona Taylor seemed like a lovely person, but she definitely dated some pretty sketchy people. So if you are listening to this and you work for a government agency, you should never, ever, ever engage in this, because what you do when you give millions of dollars to these black looter mobs is they know that they can get money from lawsuits if they engage in egregious behavior, violence, rioting, shootouts. They now think that they're justified because they people who read this, they'll think, oh, they settled, so that means they're guilty. No. The court trial hasn't happened yet. This is what's so fucking infuriating, that they settled on this before the trial happened. They're trying to put the cops in jail. Why don't you wait till the criminal trial happens? Well, the judge will be able to overturn it. But the people who did this were politicians. So it's infuriating. They're giving away the taxpayers' money. What was this, like $14 million? $12 million. Woo! $12 million to some narcotics trafficker, or who, she was an EMT, but she apparently she was banging a bunch of sketchy drug dealers. Yeah, we could probably do better. Maybe there's a way that it couldn't have happened, but if I have a gun and I go into anyone's house and someone starts shooting at me, I'm going to return fire. I'm going to empty the whole clip. That's what's going to happen. The police would be the same way. This is not in a law enforcement capacity. In a law enforcement capacity, you better believe that the cops are going to return fire. I mean, maybe a person might try to talk some sense into you and then get killed, but it's not going to happen with me. But that's what, okay. So also too, most of these African Americans up in the hood who are engaging in the gang banging and the robbing and the killing, if this had happened to me, they would be laughing at me. They would. They wouldn't give a rat's ass whether or not I was dead. They wouldn't care. But then, whenever it happens to a black person, they care. But when it happens to a white person, they don't. And this is the problem that I got with these people. They're pretty sketchy. They're not very good people. They harbor criminals. They're all about really sketchy gangbangers and sketchy parties and really, really, really creepy gangster dudes. These people are just not good people. Not at all. And then they say it's racism when you don't want to hire them. It's like, dude, you're a drug dealer, dude. Your GPA sucks. You're a failure in life. Why the fuck would I want to hire you?